because I think I met you with Chaffee.
Right before I went to Kenmore.
Yeah, because I was with Chitty back then.
Yes. Yeah, I worked for Frank and Dominic, and I was VP of operations for John.
It was a long time ago.
Well, we're glad to have you with us tonight. It's 6 o'clock and the meeting is in session. And the purpose of this is a public hearing. There won't be any voting or any motions. This is strictly fact-finding. And what happens is the information that is coming to us that Mr. Ladd will present is based upon the findings of the Zoning Commission Board. And he'll explain how that works. And then it comes here to a public hearing for the community to be able, if anybody has any comments or anything like that, this is the time for them to present that. Now, what will happen after tonight, we'll take this information that the committee has given us, and our next township trustee meeting, which will be next Wednesday at 8 o'clock in the morning, then that's when we will vote on whether we're going to accept the information that they give us here. So I called to order, and Lauren, you're taking notes?
I am.
Okay, so we need a roll call.
Okay, Nick Goya.
Here.
Sue Fields.
Here.
Mike Kostensky.
And Mike is absent? Okay. So, Mike,
Okay,
I'm gonna let you do whatever.
so we have two changes to the zoning resolution that are proposed from the zoning commission to the trustees at the next trustee meeting for consideration. This is the public hearing for it. First one is a text amendment change, accessory buildings under 200 square foot illumination of code section 510.0389C. It may be placed as close as 5 feet from the property lines comprising the rear yard area if it is for the residents used. Next
Well,
one.
I just want to say, I think you're reading too fast.
Am I?
Yes, you're reading too fast for the microphone.
Oh, okay.
So go ahead.
Oh, he's okay.
Text amendment change, above ground pool fence height. Add wall of pool text. The code section is 510.10A3. The swimming pool or the entire property upon which it is located shall be secured by a screen or glass enclosure, wall, fence, or similar construction in such a manner as to prevent uncontrolled access, especially by children. The method used to secure the pool shall not be less than 4 feet in height and shall be maintained in good condition with a gate and self-latching lock. So those are the two that we have for the public hearing, and we do have one person here. Mike, do you have anything to add?
No, I mean, should I get them up to speed regarding that?
I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
I think so too.
Yeah,
Now, did this go to regional planning?
it did.
Okay, for recommendations?
It did.
What
It
kind of a
passed.
comment did they have with that for us?
So they passed both of them with no
regional.
comment. And came back to the zoning commission. They voted to bring it here. So this is the public hearing before you guys vote on it at the next meeting.
Okay. Nick, do you have any comments that you want to add to this?
No, just everything was duly advertised, properly advertised through all the public hearings, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And then zoning commission, this was their recommendation up
This is.
through regional planning. Okay. No, I'm happy to see some of these changes. The setback or the storage units was a big thing. I talked about that about 7 years ago when I sat on the zoning commission. It's too hard to pull permits for these 200 square foot storage sheds.
Correct.
It's just too hard to police. Yeah, the policing it is the big piece, right? Because you can go to Lowe's and buy one and drag it home tonight and dump it in your yard. So I don't know how we police that. I hate to see things in the regulation that we can't enforce because then it weakens other enforcement abilities in the future.
The same thing with the swimming pool. It was, we had a lot of complaints on it. They were getting 4-foot pools, and then we'd make them put a 4-foot fence, and they're like, it just doesn't make sense. If you could climb this, we could climb, so just cleaning it up. Now,
Are we still have the ability under this then to monitor if there's no fencing and they leave a ladder in that the ladder does secure?
so they have to pull a pool permit regardless.
Okay.
So then we make sure that the self-latching gate is on there, and then we do an inspection after. So,
Okay.
we have 2 or 3 more zoning resolutions coming before you guys. I think it's 3 more that are coming. But then after that, we have some big mapping changes that are going to come this way. And then what I'm doing is combining, we're going through every chapter and we're just going to hit, it'll be one public hearing, but there's like one page for every section and every chapter that we need to revise just to clean it up. But we're not going to piecemeal it like this. We're just going to lump it all together because a lot of it's grammar mistakes or typing errors, things of that nature that we could just correct and go on. And I talked to Mark, he's like, just combine it all, give it to the zoning commission. At least we know that you know what we're changing. So.
Okay.
Was there any public comment at any of the zoning commissions on these?
No. Yes, the original one was with Mike. He has his is I think 2.5 feet from his property line, and would like to see this change as well.
Okay, and then was there any correspondence related to this that you received?
No, not on any of the public hearings. No.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I think,
My only question is, so will they null and void the 5-foot setback and just
Takes it completely out.
take it out? That's my question.
Yep.
okay. Well, you know, our 2004 land use plan, 2004, that's a long time ago. And then they redid it. They got surveys from the community and how people wanted to see Brimfield grow and what did they wanted to see happen. And I do know, I have found out and been apprised that we now have, due to those changes, we now have more agricultural areas than we did prior, based on the 2004 book. So now that land use plan goes into 2050, and I won't be here then. But I think that the people that have worked on this and the community people that have provided us input, I think that we're back online, back on, and we're where we should be to really do what the community wants to do.
Right, and with that, I know we're getting a little bit off, but I might as well say, so we're redoing the comprehensive land use plan and updating it because of the census and some things that changed. And we want to make sure that everybody's hitting their goals, things like that. But looking at that, we do have the population numbers from the census, but we don't have median household income. And there's a lot of factors that we didn't have, and they won't release to the townships until May of this year. So it's going to be a little bit longer to update the comp plan, but it's important that we get those median household incomes in there because that's the difference between fast food restaurants and sit down restaurants.
Yeah.
So once we start showing, and I think a lot of our new developments, like our apartment complex, the one we were putting in was averaging over 75,000 median income, which means that's gonna bump a lot.
What year did the land use plan come out for 2050? That's just recent.
2 years ago.
2 years ago?
Mhm.
Okay, so from 2004 up to two years ago, I really appreciate all the work that was done to make that happen. That just makes us more effective.
And we're working on it. The good thing about it's a live book. We're watching it. Every move we make, we look at the book first, make sure that it coincides.
One thing that I grew up in Uniontown, Hartville, went to Lake school system. And, what Lake doesn't have that we have is the access to the expressway and stuff.
Right.
And look how big that area boomed. The one thing that probably that community did well because they had the same issues that we have here at Field is nobody wanted to combine it into one system. They wanted Brimfield and they wanted Suffolk. It used to be Hartville and Uniontown, and then it became Lake school system. So if people would look at that a little bit, it may help some of those things that have to do with community development, but also attract, because of the school system becomes stronger too, is the right people and developers and the people that want to come here. Not that we don't have a good influx and a good, it really is, since I've been here, booming is doing a great job. I'm not taking it, but it definitely, if you ask anybody, especially mothers, they want to go to a good school system.
Right.
Not that it's not, but I think it could be so much more. I don't know, that's just my little two things that you can almost look at the community just south of us and see how they went through the same learning curves we have been doing as a school system. But also, they don't have what we have. We're sitting on a little bowl with the
Right.
access to the expressway and stuff.
Well, it just takes good professional planning.
Yeah.
It really does. So are there any other comments that need to be made? Okay, I'd like to have a motion to close the meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second. All in favor?
Nick Goya,
Yes.
Sue Fields.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Meeting
Thank you.
is adjourned.
Okay.
Thank you. What's your last name?